Hello and welcome to this quick tutorial on how to use voxel damage and voxel health in Crayta. So it's possible for players to damage the voxels in your game in Crayta. But first of all, you need to select the voxel mesh you want to be damageable and then select the damage enabled checkbox. By checking this box, you're giving your players the opportunity to damage the voxels by any of the normal ways that damage would be applied to other players or mesh entities in your game. So guns or melee weapons or anything like that. If you want your voxels to have different health depending on the different types of voxel, that's entirely possible. You need to navigate to the Community tab and install the Voxel Damage package. It's a Crayta package, so to find it easily you can select this Crayta packages checkbox and you should see the Voxel Damage package come up when you search for that. To add that, and it comes as default in the Team Deathmatch game and the Capture the Flag game. You'll see it already has been added to the terrain. But to add it to the terrain, if you don't have that already, all you need to do is select the terrain, and this could apply to any other voxel mesh as well. Select the terrain, select Entity, Create Child, Script Folder, New Script Folder. Give it a name of something useful. And then add the script to that script folder. The script in question is the voxel health script. Shocking. So the voxel health script there, and this comes with a couple of properties already set. So the default max health is the amount of health for every single voxel on this voxel mesh, and then the default heal time. So the voxels will heal over time. However, if they're destroyed completely, they won't come back unless you reset all the voxels in a voxel mesh. So the default heal time is 3 seconds. So from the moment that I stop attacking this voxel here, it will take 3 seconds for it to return to full health. Unless it's destroyed completely, in which case it's not coming back. Now that I've added this voxel health management and the voxel health script, I can actually specify individual voxels. So the way to do that is I'm going to click Entity, Create Child Script Folder, New Script Folder, and this is going to be called Voxel Health Values. And in this script folder, I'm going to add script Voxel Health Value script. And I can add this script for every type of voxel that I want to have a different amount of health. The way to set the voxel is I can either select it in this drop down or I can drag and drop it from over here. If I want my granite rock to be to have more health and harder to destroy, then I increase this health number. So I could make this granite 1000. If I wanted to add another type, I would just do Entity, add script, voxel health value script, and I can add another type of voxel here. And so you can keep adding different types of voxels and different amounts of health for each one. Notice that I can also set a specific heal time for each one as well. If I wanted a voxel to be completely indestructible, I would just set the health to 0. So notice that all the voxels have the health of 100, except for the granite, which is now completely indestructible. If I want to be able to reset the voxels at some point in the game, so maybe someone presses a button and I want this voxel mesh to return to how it was at the beginning of the game, that's entirely possible now that I've added the voxel health script to this voxel mesh. The way to do that is to select an entity in your game with some kind of an event. So it could be a trigger, it could be a mesh. I've selected this lever here, and on the on interact, if I delete that, I will find that mesh and use the entity editor, navigate into the on interact event, and then it's a case of selecting the voxel mesh, not the voxel mesh, the script folder attached to the voxel mesh. The script I want is the voxel health script, and the event I'm after is the reset all voxels event. This means that when someone interacts with this lever, it will then call this event, which means that all of the voxels in my game will be reset. That could be a really fun thing to do if one team is getting the upper hand and they're completely nailing all of the cover, so it makes it difficult for the other team. There's a possibility the other team can reset all the voxels and turn the tables back in their favour. And that's it. That's the quick guide on how to use voxels and some of the possibilities with the voxel health script in Crayta.